Hey guys, I don't know if you can tell, but I kind of dressed like Cal. Granted, my jacket has nothing on the inside. It's not nearly as cool as Cal's jacket. I know, but hey, it's the closest I've got. And still pretty cool, yeah? I'm sorry, making a fool of myself. Let's go over to my book corner and start the actual thing that I'm here to talk about. I don't know if you guys are into the whole A Darker Shade of Magic series craze or not, but taking the fact that you clicked on this video and you're watching this right now, I'm assuming that you are. And if you're not, what are you doing with your life? This series is one of the best fantasy series ever, and even if you're not into fantasy, it's not like hardcore fantasy or anything. It's so amazing. In case you can't tell by the covers, the characters are amazing. You will fall in love with each and every one of them, even the villain. The writing style is gorgeous, and there are literally a million quotes in each book that you will just absolutely fall in love with and adore. The plot is freaking amazing. This one has a killer cliffhanger, but guess what? Book 3, A Conjuring of Light, comes out in only a few more days. I'm so freaking excited. I've loved this series so much ever since it first came out, not just because of the cover. Schwab has become a favorite author of mine ever since I read this book. This isn't the first book of hers I've read, but it's definitely the most amazing. This book only gets better, and the third book will be mind-blowing, and it's even bigger than this book, so I am so excited. So because A Conjuring of Light is coming out so soon, I was just thinking about the first book in this series and all these tabs that I never actually took out. These tabs actually represent all of the quotes, every single one that I just thought were really beautiful. I've reread them from time to time just when I was thinking about the series and didn't want to reread the entire book. I thought I would share that with you guys. I'm going to read every quote from each of these tabs. In case you don't want to read the first 2 books before it comes out, here's a little reminder from me with these beautiful quotes. Let's get into them. Cal considered his reflection. "You're not that handsome," Rye would say whenever he caught Cal gazing into a mirror. "I can't get enough of myself," Cal would answer, even though he was never looking at himself. Not all of himself, anyway. Only his eye. His right one. Even in Red London, where magic flourished, the eye set him apart, marked him always as other. I also did mark some creepy quotes by the creepy, evil people in this book, and what can I say, they are just really well written. "Look at this," Athos chided his man. "You've hurt him." The king stood and looked down at the boy. "That's my job." Although he probably said that with more joy because, ugh, creepy bastard. You know what? I don't even have to say anymore. Here we go. "He suffered," added Athos softly, "but not like you." He brought his mouth closer. "No one suffers as beautifully as you." "Do you trust anything?" Cal countered, rubbing his wrist. "Or anyone, for that matter." The queen considered him, her pale lips curling at the edges. "The bodies in my floor all trusted someone. Now I walk on them to tea." "Careful now," said Baron when she reached the tavern steps. She hadn't heard him come out. "Someone might think you've got a heart under all that brass." "No heart," said Lila, pulling aside her cloak to reveal the holstered pistol and one of her knives. "Just these." The tavern owner sighed. "Principal or not, Lila, one of these days you're going to get yourself killed." "Would you miss me?" she asked. "Like an itch," he shot back. "He smells like flowers," she thought absently as she dragged his body across the floor. I seriously love their relationship. "Sit down before you fall down, magic boy." She dragged her head up and saw Cal standing in the road, the strange magical boy in his black coat, looking breathless and angry. Lila couldn't believe it. He'd come back. But why had he come back? Before she could ask, he looked straight at her, one eye black and one blue and both wide, and said a single word. "Run." "Where did you get this?" Cal asked. "In a pocket in your coat," said Lila, stretching. "By the way, did you know that your coat is more than one coat? I'm pretty sure I went through 5 or 6 to find that." Cal stared at her, slack-jawed. "One is not the same thing as none, Cal," said Lila, and then she let out a breath and ran a hand through her cropped dark hair. "But I suppose you didn't exactly have all your wits about you." Cal looked up in surprise. Was she actually excusing him? "And I did hit you with a book." "What?" "Nothing," said Lila, waving her hand. Cal refused to let it go. "Why do you really want to do this?" "Because I'm a fool." "Lila, because I can't stay here," she snapped, the smile gone from her face. "Because I want to see the world, even if it's not mine. And because I will save your life." "Aren't you afraid of dying?" he asked Lila now. She looked at him as if it were a strange question, and then she shook her head. "Death comes for everyone," she said simply. "I'm not afraid of dying, but I am afraid of dying here." She swept her hand over the room, the tavern, the city. "I'd rather die on an adventure than live standing still." Cal frowned. "I've never met anyone like you." He hadn't meant it as a compliment, but Lila took it that way, flashing him a grin. "What can I say?" she said. "I'm one of a kind." "I'm not going to die," she said. "Not till I've seen it." "Seen what?" Her smile widened. Everything. Had Lila been a man and the ship's fair maidens guiding up their skirts, she could not have wanted them more. Hang the fine dresses, she thought. I'll take a ship. Something flickered through his eyes when he touched her, but she didn't think it was her touch that moved him. The stone gave a strange little shudder in her hand, as if it felt Kel and wanted to be with him. Lila felt vaguely insulted. And for the first time, Kel saw Lila. Not as she wanted to be, but as she was. A frightened, albeit clever girl trying desperately to stay alive. One who had likely frozen and starved and fought, and almost certainly killed, to hold on to some semblance of life, guarding it like a candle in a harsh wind. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. I used so many sticky notes that I ran out and had to buy another version. So this was the first version, the big fat ones, and then I had to go back and get some skinny ones. There are just so many good quotes in this book, guys. If you haven't read it, you don't understand, but hopefully you're beginning to, and hopefully you are gonna start this series like right now. "Edward Archibald Tuttle," he'd say. "May I call you Ned?" "All my friends do." "What's he like?" asked Lila, looking in a cabinet. "The prince." "Rye?" Cal ran a hand through his hair. "He's charming and spoiled, generous and fickle and hedonistic. He would flirt with a nicely upholstered chair, and he never takes anything seriously." Another creepy one. "I couldn't have you out there, unaccounted for, fighting against me. I wanted you here, where you belong. At my feet. You are mine, Kel, and I will break you, starting with your heart." Kel frowned deeply. It is amazing, thought Lila, that he doesn't have more wrinkles. "My life is mine to spend," Lila said, "and I will not spend it here, no matter how nice your city is or how much safer it might be. We had a deal, Kel, and now you have Tyrion to guard your story and heal your brother. I am of no use to him. Let me be of use to you." Kel looked her in the eyes. "You will be trapped there," he said, "when it is over." Lila shivered. "Perhaps," she said, "or perhaps I will go with you to the end of the world. After all, you've made me curious." "How did you know?" Lila asked, looking down at the rubble of the queen. "How did you know she wasn't me?" Kel managed an exhausted smile. "Because she said please." Guys, the feels, they're all coming back. Oh gosh. Kel led her to the courtyard wall. He made a mark on the pale stones and dug the red London coin from his pocket. And then he pulled Lila close, wrapped his broken body around hers, and tipped his forehead against hers. "Hey, Lila," he said softly into the space between them. "Yeah?" He pressed his mouth to hers for one brief moment, the warmth there and then gone. She frowned up at him, but did not pull away. "What was that for?" she asked. "For luck," he said. "Not that you need it." And then he pressed his hand against the wall and thought of home. "What are you?" Kel asked, amazed. Lila only shrugged. "Stubborn." "Will I see more of you, Delilah Bard?" called the prince. "Perhaps our paths will cross again." Rye's smile went crooked. "If I have any say in it, they will." Kel rolled his eyes, but thought he caught Lila actually blushing as he guided her out and shut the door, leaving the prince to rest. Last one, and one that will certainly get you into the mood to read A Conjuring of Light, even though this is only book 1. For someone who never stood still, Lila still felt like a pin in Kel's world, one he was sure to snag on. He didn't know what to say, so he simply said, "Stay out of trouble." She flashed him a smile that said she wouldn't, of course. And then she tugged up her collar, shoved her hands into her pockets, and strolled away. Kel watched her go. She never once looked back. Guys, were those not the most beautiful quotes you've ever seen in your entire life? I don't even know why you haven't read this if you haven't, and if you have, you're in the same boat as me. You're very excited for A Conjuring of Light, and I can't blame you. We should go to the bookstore together and make it a date. Thanks for watching my video, guys. I am burning up in this jacket, but it was worth it. I will always sweat for you guys. Always. Make sure to subscribe to The Lone Reader to get notified every time I post a new video, and I hope you have a great day. Here are a ton of other videos for you to check out, and I'll see you next time. Bye!